afternoon YouTube, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded anything as of the moment, and I keep meaning to and I keep wanting to, but I want to film and upload this video before I get on to more of the happier stuff, and before I get on with my week, and before I do anything else. This week has been pretty shit for me, to be honest. Monday was perfectly fine, and then Tuesday everything pretty much went downhill. So as a lot of you know, I'm single, and as a lot of you know, we'll know from a video that I have had something kind of intimate with one of my used to be guy friends called M. That's what I referred to him in my other video. But yeah, I had something kind of intimate with him, and something that was like on a down low level, and I never really questioned it, never really asked what we were until recently, or what we were, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just kind of want to sit down and talk to you ladies, and like, you know what, this also applies to guys too. Like, it doesn't just apply to ladies, like it doesn't just apply to us girls, like it also applies to guys as well, because shit like this happens to guys as well, and it's just totally not acceptable for people to be feeling like how I felt up until this morning, when I was like, you know what, actually it's not all my fault. So here's a bit of a background story first. So I liked this guy called M, and he liked me back. He was the first one to say I love you, and I was a little bit hesitant, but also felt a little bit pressured to say I love you to him. I should have felt, or should have seen, warning signs coming straight away. But I think being naive and young and hearing those words, and being a female, is pretty much any girl's dream to hear the words I love you or I like you from a guy that they like. So again, being naive and young, I decided that I was going to continue talking to him. We'd been talking for a while beforehand, and then we stopped talking, and then we started talking again. But yeah, so anyways, to cut a little bit of a long story short, he was a beautiful young man, and I really do care for him, and I really do like him still. Maybe not as much as what I did after what's happened has happened, and because a lot of you know that I am a Christian. I don't care if I can't talk to him, if I can't see him, if he's blocked me on social media because he's angry and because he's upset and because he's hurting like I am. But I'm going to continue praying for him, because I do believe that this is something that he needs help with, and that I just believe that he needs, someone to pray for him and kind of be there for him as well. So on Monday everything was perfectly fine this week, and it was just happy, and I was happy, and yeah. And then on Tuesday I was supposed to have plans in the afternoon with one of my other guy friends who apparently likes me, and I don't know if this is 100% true anymore. I don't even know. But yeah, so he apparently likes me, but the plans were cancelled because he got caught up with a lot of things, and so I thought, hey, I can ask Em if we can hang out. So needless to say, like, Em on Tuesday was like, yeah, that's fine, like, we can hang out, I'll see you there at 4. So we cracked a couple of like dirty jokes in between and stuff like that. I got like 2 Facebook notifications, I think. Yeah, but we cracked some like dirty jokes in between and stuff like that. And then he's like, okay, I'll see you at 4. 3:30 comes along, and he texts me and he says, well, I won't be able to make it by 4 because I'm just leaving now. I thought to myself, okay, well, generally, if you can't make it somewhere by 4, you either say, can we reschedule, or like you call them like a little bit before 4. Like, you don't say you're gonna be somewhere and then like leave it to half an hour beforehand. And so I was cranky with that and had a little bit of an argument that I'll tell you later on. It escalates into a bigger argument. Yeah, like we had a little bit of an argument, and anyways, ended up kind of agreeing to meeting at 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock rolls, 10 past 5 rolls around, so he's like an hour and 40 minutes late, or an hour and 10 minutes late, or however long it was. So need to say, like, I was not impressed at all. And he tried apologising, and I know what I did was not right, like not perfect and everything like that. But I was angry and I was upset, and it was like, well, thanks for that. Like, especially when I told you like 5-6 times that I actually have plans tonight. So anyways, we caught up and we were hanging out for a bit. It was getting a little bit dark and I needed to go home because I didn't have that much long until I had to be where I had to be. I had like an hour also, and I was pretty much ready, but like I kind of wanted to get there a little bit early, and I kind of wanted to charge my phone because I knew my phone was really flat. And so I kept saying, like, look, like, I really gotta go, like, because we'd argued a little bit more and we made up, and then I was like, I really gotta go, like, look, I gotta go, and like he just wasn't taking no for an answer. So eventually I sprinted up to my car because I thought, well, I can sit here and argue back and forth with you, or I can just go to my car and like say, like, look, I gotta go. So I ended up sprinting up to my car and trying to tell him, look, I gotta go. He then got into my car and just wouldn't leave my car after having a very heated conversation. Eventually I just said to him, I said, like, just piss off. And he said, well, am I going to see you tomorrow or not? And then I said, well, I don't know now because I'm angry, because I'm pissed off. He was also very angry by this point. Got out of the car and slammed my car door shut. So I don't know, because I heard a rattling on my side of the car door the other day, like on my side of the car. So I don't know if he's done damage somehow by that. I don't know. And this lighting is awful, and this angle is awful as well. But yeah, he did that, and I literally drove off in a huff. There was a part of me that was saying, wait, stop, go back to him, go talk to him, and everything, but I didn't, which in some ways I do regret, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. But in other ways I don't regret, because it was kind of toxic in a sense. But yeah, anyway, so I tried calling him and I tried apologising and he just wouldn't have it. I tried talking to him yesterday and he just wouldn't have it either. And so then today I just sent him a message before, and he blocked me on the last little bit of social media. But funnily enough, with Instagram you can still like follow, or not follow people, but you can still send requests to follow people and can still message them even if you're blocked. And so I messaged him on his phone because I don't know if he's blocked my number. I get a feeling he has. Either that or he's just ignoring me. Full stop. Like, because he said, oh, I'm not that tough, I'm not that much of a dickhead to like ignore, like block you and stuff. But clearly he has, so I don't know, but whatever. And then I just basically said, you know what? I said, I know I'm not perfect, but here's something for you to think about. I said, I know the way I acted wasn't right, and I said, I'm not justifying or explaining to you like why I did what I did, but you have no right to like act how you're acting towards me after how you acted towards me the other day. I just said a couple of things. Like, I never said anything nasty. I just said, like, basically the gist of it was how dare you act like you're the victim when you're not. Like no one's a victim here, we're both at fault, but how dare you act like it's all my fault when it's not all my fault. Parts of it are, yes, I do, come to accept that, and I've learnt from that in a sense. And yes, I know I can be extremely short-tempered, but just because you were having a shitty day at work, or doesn't mean you need to act like how you acted either. And when someone's saying stop, no means no. And I know my face is really disgusting right now because it's going through a really bad breakout stage, because I've been eating pretty crappy probably the last couple of days because of the state I've been in. But I basically, I didn't swear at him or anything when I was texting him this, but I just said how dare you, he just said something about, I can sleep with this, in the end, on the phone the other day, he was I can sleep with as many girls as I want, but he's I meant it when I said I love you and I care about you. And I said to him, well, today I sent him a message that had something along the lines of it in it, was if you really loved me and if you really cared about me, you wouldn't give up that easily, because that's something that people who love someone don't do. Despite your past, you don't let it define you. And I said another thing is, if that's the case, if you can go sleep with as many women as you want, I said go right ahead, because I said that's also not something that you say to someone that you once loved or cared about, if you really did love them. I said just go right ahead, because care factor was pretty much zero after what you said, and after I realised that everything's not my fault. But the lesson of the day, guys, is just to kind of realise, if you're going through a horrible experience and stuff like that, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you're going through a breakup, or you're going through a tough time in a relationship or partnership or friendship or whatever, don't ever, there's two sides to every story, I get that, and I get that, someone or both people end up being hurt, but don't ever let the one person try and pin it all on you and basically make you feel like how he did in the end. Don't ever let someone try and make it feel like it's all your fault, because that's just not it. There is a reason why you guys broke up, whether it's part of it's your fault or part of it's their fault. There's always two sides to every story, and there's always it's just not the one reason. It's not just the one person that is at fault. Most of the time, it is the other person who's at fault. The only time that it is really ever the one person who's at fault is if someone is cheating. That's the only time. Whether it's yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to whether you're a guy or a girl, don't take shit from anyone. And if it's a little bit of a messy breakup, if someone tries to pin it on you and say it's all your fault, this is why, blah 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 blah, don't ever let them do that. Stand up for yourself. Don't be a wet mop. It's okay to be a little bit of a wet mop, like I was. But don't let them make you think that, or don't realize that a couple of days, don't realize that a week or a month or a year later. Don't realize that. Realize that as soon as you can possibly realize that not everything is all your fault, and that the reason why you guys ended stuff is not all your fault. They're part of the reason why it ended. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what was going on in my life, and just let you guys know that, yeah, I'm not having the best track record of history, but record history with boys, but I am trying to manage to put a smile on my face. And over the next couple of weeks, days, months, years, am going to try and work at who I am as a person in and out of relationships, and just try and work to be a better person in general. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say to you guys. But I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for loving me back in a way too. And don't forget to follow me and check me out on social media, as well as to chuck me an email if you have any questions or queries. I love you all so much, and until next time, thanks guys, bye.